Well, hello. So, figured while I'm out on trail, and a trail that hasn't been used since probably the last snow or the last couple snows, figured I would share how I stay on trail without using my map, which I've downloaded the map from Colorado Trail Explorer, or Cotrex as we here Coloradoans call it. But I wanted to kind of share what I look for when I'm not 100% sure of if I'm on the trail or not. So, not sure if you can see this, but there's a little bit of a depression where people have hiked, snowshoed, or cross-country skied, because a lot of people do those things in this part of the Rocky Mountain National Park. Also, look at the trees. So these trees here are on my right hand side, and as you see, there's not really a whole lot of limbs on the left side of the tree, and that's usually because this trail gets a lot of use, and if there's any kind of limbs that were on the side, either got knocked off by the National Forest Service or the National Park Service to maintain the trail. Also, it could be because people come in with big backpacks, such as myself, and if they come by it, they might knock off any of the saplings. Pause. It's not sampling. It's not even sapling. It's limb bud. Geez, Kyle. They're going to be popping off the tree. So that's another good indicator that I use. I don't see it right now, but the other thing you would see would be limbs that are actually cut off, not snapped off by wildlife, but cut off by man. Anytime I see that again, I will make sure I point it out. But kind of to show that, and also you'll see on the left side of the trees, or the left side trees, you see there's not really a lot of limbs on the right hand side for much of the same reason. I'll go a little bit off trail to kind of show that point, to show you that trees do usually grow limbs on both sides. So we'll get down here a little bit off the trail, and you see this is kind of a interesting like trail, right? But you'll see limbs on both sides. Even the dead trees will have limbs on both sides. So it kind of looks like a trail might be this way, kind of going off to the right hand side, but as you see, there are limbs from the trees on both sides. So I would at this point look for trees that didn't have limbs on one of the sides, and then if all else fails, I would definitely look at my downloaded map. But wanted to show how I'm able to stay on trail. It's not always foolproof, but virtually foolproof, and that's kind of what I use to keep myself on the right trail to the right destination without getting too lost. But the other beauty of snowshoes is that we have the ability to kind of go off trail. So if you know of a spot, a destination that you've always wanted to go to, but you can't go during the summertime because of the trail markers, snowshoeing is always a good way to kind of go off trail, as long as you are familiar with the terrain and know how to read a map to know when there's a cliff or whatnot. So just wanted to kind of show that off while I was thinking of it, and while I was able to demonstrate markers that I use to help me from getting lost, because getting lost in the wilderness is never a good idea. Here's another good indicator that I'm on the right trail, is that you can see cut trees, perfectly cut trees. What that tells me is that these trees fell onto the trail a while ago, and since they maintenance these trails, because it's a very popular trail, they would have cut the tree to open up the trail. And just another another indicator that this is the right trail and I'm not lost, which is always number one. Don't get lost. Well, we're about ready to get a good view. So I think I've got about 1.8, 1.9 miles to get to this location. Once I get to the confluence of a couple trails, which I'll share soon, I will show what my GPS is telling me, my Garmin. It is very windy today. A little bit of downhill feels pretty good. I see an opening. Oh yeah. We're going to be treated to some great views. Although it might be hard to hear me because of the very gusty wind. So from this location, we're going to go towards Finch Lake and Pear Lake, but you need to go this direction. You'll hit up Calypso Cascades and also Ozil Falls if you decide to go that far. And back that way, which there's definitely some path or some footprints that way, is going back to the main Finch Lake trailhead and also the Wild Basin entrance to the Rocky Mountain National Park. But what I really want to show you is this epic view just a few hundred feet away, or a few feet away, and that is of Mount Meeker and Long's Peak. It's pretty amazing. There's really high snowpack to get a really good view, but I am probably 3 to 4 feet above the ground in the snow. There's a good snowdrift right here, so I'm going to be extra careful to not fall through it. But wanted to kind of share, that's Mount Meeker, the biggest one right there, although it's only 13,000 feet. The one we really want to look at is just to the left of Mount Meeker, and that is Long's Peak. In between that Long's Peak and Mount Meeker, you'll see two jagged marks. Those two jagged marks are the epic keyhole for Long's Peak. That's one of the main ways to climb up and get to the top of Long's Peak, is the keyhole entrance, or the keyhole route. And then below us is the Wild Basin, part of the Rocky Mountain National Park. And let's see if I can get a little bit further over to the left, and you'll see some more epic peaks. But I'm gonna stop here for a little bit, get some grub. I burned quite a bit of calories, so I want to get my furnace back up. I'm not quite cold, I'm actually pretty hot, but it can be a slippery slope. So I'm gonna get some food in, and I figured I would show my Garmin. As you can see, we've gone 1.82 miles, which is kind of what I thought we would have hit. And we've only gone 740 feet up from the trailhead. So again, great views, great location. Ooh, I am trailblazing for sure today, but I get to see these views, and now you do too. You guys will see the keyhole a little bit better now. I've definitely been following someone's path, but that path has been a long time ago. I'm probably cutting through about 6 to 8 inches on my own, which can be a lot, but I'm having fun. Oh, that was deep. Well, it's a little bit calmer now. I'm in the trees a little bit, but I saw this, I don't know, better view. I'm not sure if better really is the case, but I can see Meeker, and just to the left of Meeker, that flat spot is Long's Peak. So this is a better view of both peaks. And then to the left of Long's Peak, you'll be able to see the keyhole, the jagged edge that a lot of people will hike up to get to the top of Long's Peak. So figured I'd show that, and all these stunning views that I'm getting. I'm definitely working hard today. The snow is deep the higher up in the elevation I get to, which would make sense. So anyways, hopefully my next stop will be Finch Lake. We'll run our descent to Finch Lake. That's coming across a marker that we have not seen today. This is this bright orange one. There we go. And that's pretty high up. The reason why it's pretty high up is for us snowshoers and cross-country skiers, because usually there's that much snow that you need a marker that's going to be around eye level. So as you can tell, we're a little bit below our usual snowpack here, but just kind of wanted to share. If you see one of these, you know why it's up so high. So while I was coming down, I noticed a little bit of disturbance in the snow, and it ain't from me. So I figured get the camera out and go explore what might be another animal. My guess would be moose. That's because I've seen moose here. So you can see the tracks, and I would say the tracks have been here for a while, because you can see the debris inside the deepest part. I don't have any markers yet to see if it would be moose or elk, but again, my guess would be moose. Usually when you see moose tracks, you can see these little dots on the up, because that's usually kind of up on their ankle area. I'll see some snowshoe hare tracks, which I'll let you guess why they call them snowshoe hares. Look at those pads. keeps them above the snow, just like me. Only I weigh a lot more than a snowshoe hare. So that seems to be a good track, but something that I doubt I'll see today. Well, here we go. See if I can find a good way to get to the lake, since I can see the ice. This wind-blown area. See how much wind comes through here. Not be a good place to go camping. Oh, that was a limb. Oh, here we go. As I thought, very windy. There we go. A little calmness. And this is Finch Lake. And I believe, look at my other video, but I'm pretty sure this is the rock that me and my buddy Sam were standing on when we encountered a moose swimming in this lake. Yeah, I believe so.
It's like it having a blast.
Yeah, it is.
She made it across there in no time. She swam the whole width. Fucking A.
I was running.
Shit.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we made it. Whoa! Alright, I'm going to find a spot to eat some more grub and maybe boil some snow. I sure would like to have some liquid IV. And if it's warm, it's the best way to go to boot.
So after I smashed down some snow to build my little campsite, I wanted to get the wet layers off, get some new drier layers on. I didn't want to get a cold chill, which would set me into a bad position. I'm a little short on time to create this campsite, this winter campsite that I wanted to try out. I've been taking a couple classes from the Colorado Mountain Club to be a more proficient camper at all seasons. So I just wanted to see, while I had the time, to see how much I could get accomplished.
Whew. Well, so what we did here is that tap down a little bit of the snow here to create kind of a table. That's where I'm gonna have our burner, and then this little bench area I'm gonna try to sit on, see how that goes. While let the sun kind of ice that down a little bit, I'm gonna go try to find me some snow, which I believe are by this rock area. I'm gonna grab some snow and then put it into the furnace area a little bit, and then see if I get any melted snow. Gotta boil it. Then I can have some electrolytes and eat the rest of my snacks. So next time you see me, hopefully I'm getting ready to put some boiling water into the stove. Well, I cut my little camping trial, cut it short. I took way too many breaks, so I'm going to set up my backpack. When I get up, I'm gonna get some food in me. I'm gonna jet back to the truck. Just wanted to show off the little camping spot I pushed down with my snowshoes. I had changed my socks because they were getting a little bit cold and sweaty, so I wanted to get rid of that. I do see some clouds coming in, so I want to kind of be mindful for that too, but kind of wanted to show off again the bench, the kitchen, the table. No latrine, but I was only doing a little bit. So anyways, I'm almost done packing up. Gonna get a little more things put together and then shove off.
Don't forget to subscribe.